Hello everybody, welcome back to the Outer Worlds, and I think before I do this, I'm going to go back to the region and complete the quest up here first. Oh, crap. Oh, nice. Alrighty. Ooh. God damn this entire planet. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. Head up to the Botanical Lab. Actually, let's see.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands. Fresh off.
Oh, nice. Didn't even realize I got the discount. Nah.
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that saying a little too literally.
I'm not sure I follow on that one. Alright. So, where is she? Ah, here we are.
Anything else I can do for you?
Need to turn this up a bit. You assumed I'd come to live here.
I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are.
And what's that?
Remains to be seen. Might be the man that saves the veil. Might be Reed's personal gun hand.
Save the veil.
People around here lack the strength to effect change. Or they have the strength, but not the will. You seem to have both.
Why are you telling me all this?
A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away...
You could always continue your way of life back in town.
Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home.
You and Reed obviously have some sort of history.
That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me.
There's obviously more to it than that.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left.
I'm guessing Reed has his own side of that story.
I could not possibly care less if he does. But you're surely welcome to ask him. I'm listening. That's not strange at all, dear. Few of them But we must remember.
No, I mean, I actually don't know where I am.
This is the old botanical lab in Emerald Vale. On Terra 2? By the look on your face, I'm guessing you're not quite following me. Are you not feeling well?
I was kidnapped by a crazy scientist and shot into space, but thanks for asking.
That sounds like fever talk, all right. So why am I tempted to believe you? Where did you...
Does the hope ring any bells?
Is that a new settlement of some kind? I haven't kept news from outside the Vale.
You've never met anyone from the Hope? There were thousands on that ship.
Oh, dear. I see what's happening. You've been taking... You ought to try some of my purgative tea. Won't cure what ails.
You don't believe me?
Maybe I do. I don't know yet. Growing up, I heard my folks talking about the Hope. Always believed it was just a story we told ourselves to keep our spirits up. Listen, don't you worry about what I think. That's not important. Worry?
I haven't done anything wrong.
You carry on about coming here from another world, and people will talk. Talk leads to questions. Ask enough questions, and the board comes answering. No, but the board may...
Wait a minute. Okay, there's the front door. Oh, chickens. Okay, so there's two sides. Okay, I see how the building is laid out now.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies. Keep your wits away.
Oh yeah,
Any luck finding what?
today's your lucky day, Thomas. Got one of those data pads.
No kidding. Look at that! Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I appreciate. In fact, I put aside something special on the off chance that somebody.
Hold on, I've got more for you.
Well, don't keep me in.
Part two. Not in the cannery.
That's just ironical. If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole days.
Hold on, got more.
Well, don't keep me.
And this is part three. Someone stashed it away inside the old
The
geothermal.
geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Miss Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we can help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Electrocharged something. Oh my god, I still can't believe the... Oh, I was his closest living relative. Closest living person relative to the body. God damn. Oh, cool. Yeah, glad I did that prior. I'm trying to... Actually, what buildings have I not been in? Compost. Because I did a little digging and kind of spoiled myself in a few respects. Let's see. So I'm hoping I can find Adelaide's residence.
Keep your wits about you.
Because if I can... Oh, here we go. Huh. If I can find Adelaide's residence, I might be able to figure out what I should do. Bunch of anners. Yeah, I'm sorry, taking that one.
Great work.
Find this gig. Yeesh. I really need to get you groomed. Honestly, not that worth coming in there for, so... Hold the quick save. Rather than use up all those, mag picks. Pardon me. Oh, is this satellites? No, it's... well, it might be those closed off. Oh. Nope. Alright, actually... Oh, yeah, I can go visit him with the logic module.
Bring us on. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing...
Surprised that the Spacer's twice reputation increased there. Shockstick. Whoops.
Sorry.
God damn, that was overkill. Someone's body being stolen. So wait, how the hell? Yeah, just talk to him.
Something I can run into. Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take. Then I'll buy you a drink. Suppose you burn.
Yeah, let's see. There was what? Oh, Theodore Granger. 3,092 bits. Samuel Caddy. Funny part is, I'm not sure whether these might be, like, no, I don't think it's a, like, Kickstarter around with this one. Alright, well, she said talk to him, so.
There's something outside the walls.
Honestly, the plague here, all I can think of, yeah. A little bit rough, given the, yeah. The vicar.
I'll meet you on the
Alrighty.
My offer remains. Thank you. I can't tell you how much this means to me. Head into the plant. Remember that you are representing your town and your company, Miss Hope. A quick.
Where are we at?
If you could. Go ahead. Can. Something on your. Go ahead. That you. Scripture tells us we all have our purpose in the world. Our work, yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But losing Adelaide was Spacer's choice ever since Adelaide.
Okay, because simply put, I know that there is something going on with the botanical labs. I just can't find how. Okay, let's see. Okay, so they are actually in the botanical lab. It's a matter of finding things. Should be in a small plate or something, that's what I saw. So I'm assuming something like that. Go ahead and lay down, buddy. Thank you. Okay. Oh my lord. Did I go on this one? Looks like it. Wait a minute. Okay. And Eugene's body had golden teeth.
I'm listening.
Want to tell me what these gold teeth are for?
Haven't you ever seen a novelty paperweight?
Your left eye twitches when you're trying to lie.
Whatever absurd accusations you have churning about in your mind.
Reminds me of this guy I heard about. Someone named Eugene. He had gold teeth.
I remember a Eugene. Pleasant enough boy. Whatever happened to him?
Eugene shot himself.
Wish I could say I was surprised. That town has a way of crushing your spirit. At least his remains have returned to the soil where they belong. Except for his teeth,
Yeah.
of course. Gold does not decompose. The teeth had to be removed. And while I am no licensed dentist, I should think I did a fair job of it.
You're using decomposing bodies to fortify the soil and help your crops along.
I cannot tell you how refreshing it is to converse with a rational mind. That's exactly right. Rot is necessary for life. A corpse is bursting with the nutrients a young sapling craves. The crops I grow here are natural, nutritious, healthy. My garden does more than fill the bellies of my flock. It keeps them from falling ill.
What do you mean by that?
Do you see anyone ailing in my camp? Unlike the people in Edgewater, my flock don't fall sick with plague.
You could help a lot of people in town.
I'd rather they learn to help themselves by leaving that dreadful town behind. The people in this camp all had...
You could always teach them in the farm.
The Vale's barren. Been that way for years. Soil's been sterile about as long as I can remember.
Found a way to grow something.
All I did was follow nature's own way. Death is essential to life. When the spirit remains as a carcass moldering beneath the soil. Decomposition is a natural process.
Been quiet, Parvati. Have an opinion? She's using her friends as fertilizer.
Oh, I don't know. If it was me, I'd be glad to volunteer. Keeping others alive, that'd be a beautiful gift to leave. But none of the folk you used had a say. You didn't ask, ma'am. And what about my dad? I talk to his grave every Saturday. Is he even there?
Robert is just where you left him, dear. He died too long ago. Whatever you say.
Okay, so what I have heard is that there is a way to split the difference that seems like it will be about the ideal method. And this is the only time I'll be doing it because that one was a dreadful decision, and apparently if I had sided against the town, it would have been god-awful. Because Adelaide would have rejected a shitload of people. Alright. To Edgewater proper. Gotta admit, I don't feel great about that. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. Oh boy. Wow. That was a lot quicker than I thought it'd be. So, oh, there's Adelaide. Sealed. Okay. There you go, buddy. Oh boy. Oh, crap. Hopefully I can talk to Grace first.
What happened? Sprat fell into a transformer again? Marauders can't see us in the dark.
There we go.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe.
Yeah.
You pretty much did my job for me. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Okay. Awesome. Oh boy.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power.
Yep, this is gonna be,
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock.
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting? Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twist. Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell him what I have already told you. That I know the secret to bringing life back to the soil. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker,
Oh, so
don't matter much to me.
guessing I needed to
The
get that?
human body is rich with nutrients.
You think that'll convince Reed to step down?
I have got a means to cure the plague, and I...
Sorry. I've been thinking about going back. I get sick thinking about...
Work at the cannery. I wanted to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years.
Stay put. I'm gonna try to talk Reed and stuff.
You know where to find me.
Okay. So before I do that, then. Zip. Ooh, I'm overly full. I had thought that. Oh, okay.
I think you did the rightest thing you could, sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they don't care much for me.
Alright.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream
Honey
of water.
bun.
I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to...
I spoke to Adelaide. She won't come back so long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's choice. I am not perfect. I have made...
You let Adelaide's son die.
Her son got sick with plague a couple years back. The company never gave us enough medication to treat the whole town. So I had to choose, you see.
You say you've done your best, but all I see is a town falling to pieces.
I have been holding this town together with both hands. I am a Spacer's choice man. My father was a Spacer's choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
Adelaide's people aren't getting sick with plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best...
This town doesn't eat anything but saltine. Have you people ever eaten an actual vegetable?
The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree?
That actually is a thing.
We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna camp. We eat saltuna here, and only saltuna.
What exactly are you putting in those cans? Or...
Health is a state of mind, friend. Afflictions in one's body are... Now listen, I do not know what...
Adelaide's found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down.
You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
She's been using human corpses in her fertilizer.
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery.
This time. Yeah.
So Adelaide wants me gone. Trade my life for the life of the town. You understand what she's doing? If I leave town, I am as good as dead. If I stay, Edgewater will die of attrition. Adelaide has discovered some secret.
This town could use all the help it can get.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure.
What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now,
Why not?
no such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls. Or put... I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week. I've always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy. I do. Adelaide's found a cure.
Butcher been taking down the run.
Alrighty. Antibiotics. Still laugh at that name. Well, I should have wanted them out. Got them out.
Look at that. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are so... I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Daughter's up. I need some time to gather my
Sorry. Adelaide said that? Well, something must have changed in Edgewater.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator. Nothing.
Never liked Reed much. Can't.
How do you expect me to enjoy the adventures of the masked marketeer with no power?
As far as I just saw her walk through here. Oh, okay. She was sitting in front of the regulator. As near as I can tell, at least. Oof. I'm still feeling groggy, apparently. Yep. Alright. Head back to Edgewater real quick.
I don't want... Esther's got medication?
Nope, I'm sorry. I can't.
You're wrong.
Why?
You're not doing yourself any favors punishing yourself like this.
That is exactly what I've been doing. Not my place. All right, you made your...
Oh, thank God.
I've got some time. Somebody deserving. Silas on account of him being out.
I was just curious as to how warm my computer was running. Got my sight.
I already told.
Okay, gone quiet.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's see. Alrighty. Needles in the right.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine. Longing to a
Oh,
proper
you already got the replacement engine.
I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
You didn't seem happy in Edgewater.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back...
Glad to. Come on. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Edgewater was on the verge of collapse before you showed up. You sent them power, and now the town might see another season. And you talked Miss McDevitt into coming back to town. Maybe one day, Edgewater will have a garden where that cannery once stood. You ain't exactly a stranger anymore. Yeah, my whole life's been small. I realized that when you walked into town. I've been seeing the same faces every day, the same sky, the same stars. Then I saw this ship. This gorgeous, stately lady with her eyes turned skyward, and I made up my mind to come along with you.
That's poetic.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. I got a captain. That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping.
Alrighty. Time to finally get aboard the ship.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. As always.
any...
Oh, boy.
Yeah, huh?
Oh,
Nice.
kick myself for not doing that way back when.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's really cheap.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
He's a zealot.
On the contrary, they internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a leader, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why
Yeah, I can understand that motive, funny enough.
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan. Scientism, as its name implies, believes that nature abhors equality. The strong survive, and the weak perish for the betterment of the whole. And reason, not emotion, is the seat of all morality. Wisdom means accepting the I prefer to think of it as looking at reality for what it truly is, not how we'd like it to be. Yeah. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
Well, time to scandalize him. I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
Stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist.
I'm hoping to recover more of the chemicals in these to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Because it's the right thing to do.
A commendable attitude.
Bocconi, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything, but most of the philosophist perversion of book. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bocconi. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If any...
Where do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all... Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems. I'll comb the last 6 months of depart... Thank you.
Okay, so there's the rooms for all the companions, it looks like. Wonder which one will be mine, actually. Alright,
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
takes flight against all odds.
Received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Ah, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, no, us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Why do I need a nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. criminals. Goodness, no. Smuggling is a perfectly legitimate business venture. If misappropriating board property is a crime, well, there are plenty of ways to make money in Halcyon, you know. Not all are above board. Oh, above board, above the Halcyon board. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Laughter. Good. Wasn't sure you'd be able to after so long frozen. I'll make a note of that on your progress chart. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can... Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkable. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud. It has limits. First-generation technology. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate... Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes best used in moderation. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely... A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face.
How the hell does a hologram sweeten your breath?
Science, that's how. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it? Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
Reed seemed to have it in for you.
I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like you wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up, see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. There were a whole lot of reading, and not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches. As soon as I got permission, I spent all my time in the machine shop. They had all manner of parts, but they didn't want me using them, so I had to sneak them sometimes. I even slept in there. Had a hammock tied up in the rafters. Before I left, I installed a little skylight for myself, so I could see the stars. When an engine came in, I'd strip it down and rebuild it. I mostly built for myself. Custom tools, little mechanical critters to talk to. When my roommates tried to talk, I'd get so nervous I'd be drenched in sweat. It was easier for everybody when I stayed off on my own. I doubt any of them remember me now. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big old hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower. About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space, but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. Hello. I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it. I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile. I am at your disposal, Miss Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid Captain Hawthorne has lost the owner's manual.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese
I've actually
sandwiches
seen
with a
that
plasma
done with a
torch.
blowtorch. Is this supposed to be sparking? Reasonably sure it's not. Wait, what? You taught them an important lesson. Never dream. Is that hard cheesy sometimes?
Make yourself at home, Captain.
Yeah, why not? Never tried. Huh.
I could spend hours reflecting on this. So, of course. Are you ready to...
Alrighty, all the way down.
Welcome back, Captain. Certainly, Captain. What would you like? How do linear algebraists settle arguments about matrix transposes with a dual? Now playing a Spacer's Choice. Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song. Now playing My Pleasure. As you... I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration. When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling the system with you. Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Phrasing.
How can I be? What part of the colony? Oh yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most. The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas B. Wells has taken a measure of precaution, even knowing the location. My systems resist. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage?
No, do not do that.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons. How can I be of assistance? The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify it. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, I request...
Huh? Yep. Yep.
Are you on camera?
Yep. What's up? Just a second.
Are you talking to me?
Well, I was talking to Biscuit, Great Ben.
You want to sleep down here?
Oh, we can sit upstairs.
Alright, well, where do you want to go?
What time is it now?
There's no rush or anything. No rush.
Figure about an hour.
Okay.
Love you, Ben. Ben. Oh boy. Yeah, sure. Especially when I'm going to be using those guys.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors? Welcome back, Cap. How?
Darn, I actually was going to compliment her. Oh, nice. Negotiate with Sprouts for territory. Install system. Slurry catchment.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it. Blast, that's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself.
Fair enough.
Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Well, me, but I'm responsible. Sissy pig.
The sissy pigs make excellent test subjects. Also surprisingly nutritious.
Actually, here's the one thing I got. One of the crews. Trying to think who that would be then. I see. Oh. Oh, crap, I didn't even see him.
Find a target, point, shoot. The target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime. Oh, thank the Lord. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed
she pulling now?
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and what? No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Ah, the wanted criminal himself. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our possible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
Relax, bear with me.
Oh, fine. As long as you're vouching for their character and they aren't touching things. For what it's worth, you're a natural leader after all. Law knows halcyons in need. Yes, indeed. Well done. Also, you still haven't spontaneously... Oh, goodness, no. Well, no, I imagine I enjoyed the occasional aether wave drama in my youth. Not anymore. All board propaganda. I'd rather not. To answer your question, I'd rather stay... Because we've lost our way, the board has a stranglehold.
Yeah.
The Hope is full of specialists, scientists, engineers, talented individuals like you. People who haven't. Unfortunately, the Hope's colonists have been frozen for decades, well past your shelf life, so to speak. No offense. Precisely. The chemical I need is dimethyl sulfoxide, a rare, potent, essential to reviving long-frozen bodies. 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen for decades. In theory, but the conventional theories are wrong. You're living proof that it can be done. There's yet hope for the hope. Get it? We'll do our... I'd best get...
Bubbles. Obscure body in the SCAN system? Rich in protein and fluffy goodness. Oh, okay, that's the one that got dropped. Whoa. Would not want to have that thing come crawling out. Wait a minute. It's had 2 companions, so where's Parvati? And it did say 2, right? Choose 2 companions? Or was I seeing things? Oh. Okay, I accidentally... Whoops. Can I introduce him to Parvati, or is that chance blown? Cute.
I hope you're not thinking of ingratiating. They might tempt you. Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in them. Some of them get quite... Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here.
But plenty of toilet paper liners genuinely really funny given what's happened in 2020. Like, I'm sure that wasn't intentional on their part. Like, no way could it be. But, damn. Unless they patched, well, possible that they patched that in afterward. Alrighty. Get on board. Throw those posters up in here, or... Wonder where the Holy crap. Wonder where the posters are then.
This is my favorite room. It's so spacious. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be? I'll be here.
Alright, I think that's it for the time being, so thank you all for joining me, and I will see you probably tomorrow at some point. Have a nice night.